So if I graphed x is greater than 9 on a number line, it would look like this. Here's my number line. It's got numbers that represent markers. Here's my 9. It has an open circle. Why does it have an open circle? Josh?
Because it's or no, because it's a whole number.
No.
So, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, because
Cody?
it's only greater.
It's only greater. It's not equal to. If that was filled in, it would be equal to. It would mean that it's greater than and equal to. What does this arrow mean? What's the arrow mean? Talk to your partner. What's the arrow mean? What's an arrow mean?
Anything along that arrow.
Okay. So I was listening to Allie. Allie was saying this arrow means anything that is bigger than 9 forever. So x is any value on this arrow or anything that arrow is pointing to, right? So it's anything bigger than 9. So then I asked you to go ahead and graph x is less than or equal to negative 3. Talk to your partner and show him what you did. Go.
Greater than, it can be less than, or the same as negative 3. So I filled in the dots, and I drew a arrow moving left, because anything less than 3 is x, and if you move left, it's 2.
So if I was doing my work here, right or wrong?
Wrong.
Good work. Why, Anthony?
Because it's not, it doesn't show that it could be negative 3.
Now it's right. So x is any value that arrow is pointing to, right? Which is less than negative 3. Or equal to negative 3. So that was your warm-up. Make sure that if you drew a graph, that you have this. Because otherwise you don't know what that graph means. Right? So part of like when you draw a graph, you have to show the equation that it's representing. And that would be that equation right there. Any questions about the warm-up? Homework. This is good. All right. Turn to page 24. This gave us some problems here, which is good. Definitely some challenges. So it says 4 exercises, 49 through 52, find the missing part for each chip problem. You can see the missing parts. Write a number sentence for each problem. So copying down the chart would be just easy because then you have the missing parts as well as the number sentence. There we go. All right. So I'm going to show you 49. Now I'm going to do it over here because my ink's not working. So I have 3 positives because black is positive. And then it says add 5 negatives. Well, I know something about opposites. What do opposites do to each other? Presley. They cancel each other out. So if I have 3 here, do I also have 3 over here? Yeah. Yep. And so these cancel out. And then what am I left with? Negative 2. Okay. So my number sentence would look like 3 plus negative 5 equals negative 2. You guys did a great job at that. I thought this one did not give us a lot of problems. That was a pretty solid one. Now, 50 gave us some issues. So I have 2 positives, 1 negative, and then I am subtracting 3 negatives. Okay. Do I have any opposites here that cancel each other out? Yep. Just cancel. So now I literally have a positive 1 minus a negative 3. So over here I'm going to write it positive 1 minus negative 3. So if you guys remember, and I'm going to go back here because otherwise that won't come back. Come on, follow. Woo! Okay, here we go. When we add a positive number, we move to the right. We subtract a positive number, we move to the left. When we add a negative number, we move to the left. That makes sense, right? Because we're gaining more debt. We're adding more debt. This is the one that was kind of new. When you subtract a negative number, we move to the right. What is this like? Subtracting a negative number is just like adding a positive number. Boom. Again, second day. Bam. Oh, maybe that time it sticks, right? So, in this case, what I'm actually doing with these negatives, I'm taking these negatives and I'm going to add them to this positive. So this turns into a positive 4. Because it actually turns into, instead of subtracting negative 3, it's the same as adding positive 3. Okay? Because subtracting a negative is just like adding a positive. They're the same thing. I know. That was hard, right? So now that you know that, I want you to go and check 52 on your paper. Go. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Work with your partner. Check 52.
I'm on 50.
I started with negative
The X.
Yeah. I'll check you off. Yeah. 2 out of 2.
See this right here?
You need to check it out for my warm up.
Huh.
I don't think it's something. Because if you're subtracting 3 blacks, I take those out, that's 4.
Okay, but you're actually not going to subtract. So
Well, no.
how many, so over here you have 3 positive, right? Okay. So this is 3 positive. And you're going to end with a negative 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if I have 3 positives, I'm going to take these 3 positives away from these 3 negatives, and then what's left?
Oh, 1. So you wouldn't take, well,
And it's not even 1 positive, it's 1
negative.
negative minus 3 positives equals negative 4.
So I got it right.
Did you have negative 1? I wasn't. Equals negative 4. Okay, so let's look up here. So this is a tricky problem. So I have 3 positives and I'm subtracting 3 positives. Okay, and it's going to equal a negative 4. Okay, now subtracting 3 positives, we move to the left, right? So, here I would have 4 negatives. So if I were to cancel these out, 3 and 3, what am I left with? 1. So over here, negative 1 minus positive 3 equals negative 4. So that one was hard. A lot of you had negative 7 there, which is okay. That's a great start to trying to figure out. But a lot of you had negative 7 minus 3. But it's actually negative 1 minus 3. Okay. We will cover this more and more. This is the tougher concept in this unit. We'll go over it more thoroughly, especially in this next investigation 2. when you finish your quiz today, you can close your books. When you finish your quiz, okay, we have, this is what you want to do. When you get it, write your name on it. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Reread questions. Okay? Check your work. Use the room for support. Look, these could be super handy. Adding and subtracting negatives could be very handy. Subtracting integers.
Are we allowed to get up?
Okay? No, you can look at it from your seat. But use the room. I've got stuff in here that can support you. Think about your warm-up that you did this morning. Okay, that's a question on the test. Yeah. That's your homework. I'll talk about that when we're finishing up. All right. Cody, go sit behind Jay, and Elise, go sit behind Josh. Okay. I'm giving you guys some. Here's your test. So voices are off. Do your best. Do your best. Do your best. Write your name. Go, Elise.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You are welcome as well.
Thank you.
Okay, you want to put away this stuff. Okay. It is an open room, but not an open note.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you. You guys want to get going on the piece of paper I just gave you? That is your quiz. Yep, you can go down. And that's your homework. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to create the scale. And you guys, you have colored pencils are up here.
red below it. Just right in that space. If you, nope, it doesn't need to be in a different color. Color, draw and label the number in parts D and E on the number. So then you want to do this and opposite color in a different color. You got to put these numbers on that number line so they make sense. You got to put A, B, and C on that number line. It says use the number line below, draw and label a point for each number in parts A through C. A, B, and C. So you need to put them on here so it makes sense. Then you want to look through investigation 2. It's all of them. Hi Sheila, is this the middle school? Did I dial the wrong number? I dialed the wrong number. I dialed 52. Sorry. All right, bye. Hey, Brandon Scott. Hey, so Jaden in the morning, he's Jay, he's listed as absent, but he's here today. Well, he's here in my class. Okay, all right. I just want to make sure he wasn't absent from my class. Okay, yeah. Investigation 2. Investigation 2. It's the purple section. The next section in your math book. I'll put on the more pages. It's pages 30 through. That's not a complete sentence. It's going to be a complete sentence. That works.
All right, guys, if you could go to the paper I gave back to you. That is your warm-up and exit ticket. So your warm-up and exit ticket every week is going to come out of 24 total points. So this is a ratio. It is basically points earned to total possible points. So if you got a 22 out of 24, that means you earned 22 out of the 24 points. Every box is worth 3 points. Okay, what you have 1 point for basically organization is, can I follow it, right? Organized and neat. I mean, that's just like 1 point. You get another point for showing your thinking. And it just can't be some of your thinking. It's got to be all of it. So if you are sketching a graph, I got to know where you're getting this graph from. Like, what are the points? So some of you lost a point this week because you didn't put, and I can't remember if this was right. I think it was x is greater than negative 2. Right? I don't know but you had a graph, but I was like, I had no idea what it came from. So you need to, in order to show, you got to show all your thinking. Like, oh, I drew that from this. And so writing that down on your exit ticket and warm up is going to allow you to get a full point there. So showing your thinking is a point. Organized and neat is a point. Anyone, any ideas what you get the last point for? Rachel? Okay, yeah. Olive?
Maybe getting like in the range of right, like not exactly right, but
close. That sounds, yeah. It's like doing the work, but yet it's like, it doesn't need to be perfect. But I can tell, like, I gave you guys all credit for this. This wasn't what 52 turned out like, but I gave you credit for that. Yeah, that's a right answer. It's a correct answer. It's great thinking. But it's not the right thinking, right? But I gave you credit for it. Okay, so you get a point for, well, it's not just trying it, it's for being close on your thinking. Okay? You don't have to, it doesn't have to be right. So 3 points. So you guys, it's pretty easy, right, to get full credit. So a 22 out of 24, how do I know what that is as a percent? I just divide it. 22 divided by 24 is like 0.91 something. So this 0.91 turns into 91%. So a 22 out of 24 is a 91. Basically, the way it works on your warm-up and exit ticket, every point is worth about 4.5 points. So let's say you didn't do a day that you were gone. If you did not do a day you were gone, I'm going to let you pass that back in and I will give you credit for those. Because that is 6 points off this. To multiply that by 6, right? And you're looking at 27 points off your total grade is what you got. Just by not doing 1 day's warm-up and exit ticket. It's a big deal. Where do you get your warm-up and exit ticket? Google Classroom, go to Google Slides, find the day, and do the work. Okay? Rachel.
What if you don't have dinner?
Then you need to come in early in the morning. Set up a time with me, come in, make it up. I'm here every morning. Or tell me you're going to come at lunch and do it at lunch. Yeah.
Are you allowed to correct your warm-up?
You are not. You're allowed, this time I'm allowing you to pass it back in. Okay? If you missed the day. But yeah, if you didn't do well on it, my suggestion is do well on it the next time. If you guys want to look at, Anthony did a great job, Olive did a great job, okay? I mean, most of you did well. Most of you got 22, 21, high B, low A. That's good. That's good work. I think warm-up and exit tickets you can do really well on all the time. Because this is all I'm grading them for. Those. Okay. Any questions on that? Okay, your homework for tonight. I just want to be quick here so you can... Whoops, it's frozen. If you guys look up on the board, this is your homework. It froze again. There we go. This is your homework. It's the paper you grabbed at the door. This is by far one of when we do reflections, homework's more than 5-10 minutes. Okay? So I'm going to show you how this works. This is your grading criteria. You can see 4 points for each answer. I'm giving you 4 because I've already done one. So the first one I've done, which is, how do you decide which two numbers are greater when both numbers are positive? There's my answer. Okay, the answer is already done for you. The reason why I did that is so you know what is expected from you when you go to answer. Because this is a great example. There's an illustration, a chart, a graph that shows my thinking. I wrote my thinking out step by step. Okay? I use appropriate mathematical vocabulary. All my sentences are full sentences. That's worth 4 points. Your job tonight is to do B and C. How do you decide which two numbers are greater when both numbers are negative? And then how do you decide which two numbers are greater when one number is positive and one number is negative? So you can see, already gave you some scaffolding. Gave you a sentence stem, for example, as well as a number line on the back. Just gave you a sentence stem, no number line, so you're going to want to make sure you include a number line in the back. Okay, we are pretty much out of time. Your homework for tonight is that piece of paper. Make sure your name's on it, put it away. Only B and C, I already did A. And then your homework, your ticket out is this. Because we have about 1 minute. And you don't have to finish it today. Remember, I don't collect this till Friday. But concepts that look familiar. You need to put two concepts in here that look familiar. And then over here, 2 concepts that look new. Just look through, okay? It's from 25 till 50. Look through pages 25 through 50. Concepts that look familiar, go in here. Concepts that look new, go there. And I don't know what happened to my words. They disappeared. Your warm-up and exit ticket I handed back to you, you want to put that in your warm-up and exit tickets. Keep it there. Got about 1 minute. Concepts that look familiar when you look through, write them in. 2 of them. Concepts that look new. And you should have a table like I have. Something similar.
What we've been doing.